Police and emergency services are out in full force in the Johannesburg CBD, a hotspot over the years. Law enforcement is ensuring compliance on the roads as well as at bars and taverns. SABC News Reporter Lopang Alamu is tracking the M2 for us and keeping an eye on operations there. Lopang, the last time we spoke, we saw that the officials were quite intensely involved in what was happening there. Have there been any developments since the last time we spoke?
Quite a number of people have already been arrested at this point. We saw one gentleman who was arrested not too long ago. This because he possessed a fake passport, a fake South African passport. They did then confirm that he is not a South African national. We also did see someone who was arrested for being in possession of illegal goods. So quite a number of arrests have already taken place. We're going to try and move a little bit closer. Now, this is where you'd see the officials who are currently on the ground. We also do know that the Deputy Commissioner, National Commissioner, Ms. Tebelo Musikiri, is also here on the scene. We're going to try and grab her, talk to her a bit about the significance of this operation. But also, Bongiwe, if you'd remember, around 2019, now this is where we're standing, around 2019, that Kamduze Festival, where it's an annual event, it was rather an annual event where thousands would gather just down below this bridge is the Mary Fitzgerald Square in Newtown, and that is where 11 people were shot at randomly. Now, that was the last time that event took place, so it's also really quite important that police conduct such operations to ensure the safety of patrons, to ensure that some of these mass shootings that have really started getting out of hand, specifically in South Africa, come to an end. But I do notice that the Deputy National Commissioner is addressing some people at the moment. Let's see if we can have a word with her. But currently, these are the visuals of the roadblock that is currently taking place. So many cars have been stopped already, just over 300 cars that have been searched in the past 1 hour, we understand. And we'll confirm as well as to how many people have already been arrested and for what really, what are their transgressions. We also did see a female who was taken out of her car, and she did really seem highly intoxicated, and they then breathalyzed her, and she's currently in police custody, and she will be making that first appearance in court on the 2nd of January, we understand. And those are really some of the things that we've noticed here. The Johannesburg Metro Police Department is also on site, and what they say is that they're here to ensure that all cars are roadworthy, that they're in compliance with the rules of the road. We're going to try and grab the Deputy National Commissioner as well, just to hear some of the operations and how that has been working. Let's take a listen in, Bongiwe.
Particular case that we are talking about here, the person is having documents on the phone. That is not what needs to happen. You need to have physical documents. So until such time that he produces the physical document that can be checked, the legitimacy of that particular document, we cannot release him. The vehicle as well, it is used for transporting, which the traffic officials are going to check whether it is correct to have that, because the seats are out, and with my experience, this is where you will find firearm hidden in the back of the seats. You will find trucks hidden. So these are some of the things that we are doing, and we are ensuring that this type of things are not happening on our roads. There is a truck that has just passed, very small truck that is overloaded. They are transporting and moving the goods from one house to the other, but the type of the vehicle that is being used, it is imposing danger for other road users. Should what is loaded there, and a person, the way he is sitting in that car, if he can slip and fall, we are going to lose life, or is going to cause other people problems. So these are some of the things that we are ensuring that it's correctly done. And we have announced, we are not just rocking up and having these operations. We have announced that there will be heightened operations that are going to happen, some at our hotspots, but because we know that we always communicate our hotspots, then other areas become vulnerable. That is why we are having patrols as well. We are using drone policing in areas where drone is permitted, it's permissible. We are also having air wing that is assisting. In Gauteng, and some other provinces where we are having a liquor a problem. You have seen in the Eastern Cape there was a video that was circulating where people as young as 3 years old were given alcohol to consume. That is not happiness. That is what we are inculcating in our communities, and we cannot allow that. Here in Gauteng, we have 2 recent incidents where it ended up tragically, where people lost lives. And those 2 establishments were not having legal papers.
So let's let you just catch your breath there, National Commissioner, but Deputy National Commissioner. But I wanted to ask about that alcohol issue, because of course we know that this establishment has seen this tragedy taking place. Is there a great focus on this?
It is a great focus. Nobile, you will recall that when we announced our 11 focus area, we were looking at various aspects. We're looking at firearms, we're looking at domestic violence, we're looking at extortionists, we're looking as well on the liquor amongst the 11. So liquor is one of the problems, it's one of the cost drivers that are costing us as a country, that are causing domestic violence amongst other things. So liquor is one of those areas that we always emphasize. Every time when we meet and compile our operational plan, we can't leave out the issue of liquor, because it has shown in many instances that liquor does contribute. You'll recall when we had a lockdown in 2019, 2020, when we enforced the use of alcohol, the crime levels declined. So now that we are back into normalcy, we are seeing this problems.
Well, Bongiwe, we're going to leave it there for now, as the Deputy National Commissioner was also just bringing us that information of the number of people who've currently been arrested. You'd also mentioned that, you noticed that, that she mentioned that particular vehicle that was overloaded. There were so many people in the front part of that car, including 2 small children, and that really is quite unsafe according to the road rules of South African law. And that's really what has been happening throughout this evening, where a number of vehicles have already been searched, and at this stage we are not yet certain how many people have already been arrested. In fact, it's really still early. You'd remember that people celebrate right through till the early hours of the 1st of January. Now that's where the police will then start going into certain establishments to try and ensure that those pubs, those places where people indulge are compliant, they have the necessary documentation to trade liquor, and that there aren't any underage people who would likely try and consume alcohol, and also just generally the safety of the patrons, and as well as ensuring that those people from those pubs do not drink and drive on their way home. We'll still be here, Bongiwe, to get an update as to the progress of this operation. For now, it's back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Lopang. They will catch up with you later on as we allow the Deputy National Police Commissioner there to catch her breath. Lopang Alamu live for us on the M2 as police continue then with their operations there.